All right, hello everybody. Grady Polcyn here, Family First Life America. I am sitting here in our Phoenix, Arizona office with Miss Erika Haines. It's pretty cool, right?
Pretty cool.
I'm excited every time I hear it. Miss Erika Haines, she's joining me in the office right now. How long have you been with us now, Miss Erika?
6 months.
6 months.
Mm-hmm.
6 months. I don't want to. No, we'll just do it right now. So let's see. So in 6 months, you are now right now this past month, which just closed out your 6th month. What did your team issue pay?
$250,000.
$250,000.
Mm-hmm.
What did you personally issue on your own pen?
$50,000.
So, for all those that are watching, checking this out, Erika has been with us 6 months, and in her 6th month, on her own pen alone, at 100% contract, which is a very amazingly healthy contract, you would have made approximately $50,000. Now, if we take out of there the 75% advance, should have deposited in your bank account right around $38,000. Is that fair?
Sounds right.
Okay. What's it like making $38,000 in a month?
It's pretty cool.
It's pretty cool.
I don't hate it.
Don't hate it, right?
No.
It's easy to love.
It is.
It's easy to love. So, so we sell a lot of insurance here at FFL, and Erika's doing a tremendous job now selling it at a high level from the front end. At the same standpoint, leading her team, whom she's actively focused on hiring new agents, introducing them to this wonderful opportunity nationwide, and helping them get started at a fast and a furious level. But today we wanted to talk about that next step of either of bringing on a staff member to help you with that process, or also some sort of recruiting type thing. So what are some of the things that, now you in your business that, I don't want to, air to the negative, but what are some challenges you're going through that maybe we could talk through today?
Yeah, one of the negatives that I think that I experienced was I was recruiting at a fast pace, and then I saw some of the momentum build up, and then I started to focus more on my sales, which turned out to be $50,000, which is great. But then the following month, my team didn't hit where I kind of wanted to go. So I think for me, it's trying to learn how to balance the sales and the recruiting at the same time.
Okay. So I think the way to do it the most successfully is to have a minimum you're trying to hit. Now, 50,000 is it's a huge month, right? Let's just be crystal clear. That's a diamond producer, almost. What's that next level? Emerald? No, Emerald's 100.
Sapphire.
Sapphire. So it's Sapphire producer, which is a title for you made a lot of money, right? Right. So it's a title, but I think there has to become a balance where you're able to focus on both. Which doesn't mean that that there's anything wrong with what you accomplished, but it's that sometimes when we push that hard to hit those levels, we're just a little bit exhausted, and that's okay, right? We're on a short sprint that's trying to create something and build something that's going to take care of our families for decades, but at the same standpoint, inspire others. And so you hitting those levels, I have to imagine, raised the total average writer on your whole team. Did anyone else go out and sell a bunch last month?
My newest agent sold about 40,000. So,
so it did its job.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't pick one or two things. It's not one specific thing. But what I would say is that where I see the most successful agency builders, it's just understanding there is a balance, right? And the balance is, hey, I got my leads. I know I need to call this many leads throughout the Tuesday and Wednesday running appointments. I know I need to check in and follow up with on Friday and Saturday the leads I hired on Tuesday and Wednesday, and repeat and repeat and repeat. I know I need to layer on staff to help support me, to help follow up with John, Steve, and Tina, whom I hired on Tuesday, on Wednesday, and say, hey, what's your staff member's name? Samantha. Hey, Samantha, can you please call John, Tim, and Tina? And make sure they got their voucher, make sure that they start Insurance Bay. And that's really where you start to set yourself up with a process where you can go out there and produce at your significantly high level that you're doing, continue to inspire, be someone, because if you called me up and said, hey Grady, I know you applied for this ad online to learn more about our high commission insurance sales program. What is it that you don't like what you're currently doing? Well, I think I'm capped on the upside. I think I don't have opportunity to grow, and I think I'd like to find a way to make more money. That's incredible. I started with this company 6 months ago. Yeah. And this past month, I made nearly $50,000, right? Nearly, right? You throw in nearly, which kind of makes it seem like, hey, I'm not like bragging, I'm just shocked as well.
I like it.
And so when you talk like that to people, it makes you come across, one, humble, but two, at the same standpoint, it's also like, okay, you made what?
Right.
Because I don't know anybody. My buddies make that a year, let alone in a month. and it builds confidence with you. And so the way where you know, this business continue to be successful is it's an introduction and it's a support system, right? I'm introducing new people to the business constantly, and I'm supporting the ones that are doing the right things, right? So do we have people that come in and see this incredible opportunity, sell business at a high level, put themselves in a position where they can go out there and make money? Yes. Do they all go and do it? No. And that's it. And there's an old mentor of mine named Jim Rohn. He always would go, don't sign up for that class, right? I don't know why people think like they think. I don't know why they eat what they eat. I don't know why they do what they do. I don't know why who they talk to. I don't know why they don't read the books they need to read the books. Yeah. I don't know why they don't work the level they need to work. But don't sign. It was just a funny way he said it. Don't sign up for that class, right? Don't subscribe to their mindset. Don't spend time chasing something that we can't figure out, right? Another mentor would always talk about like reality TV show, right? It's salacious and it's intriguing and it's a bunch of garbage. Predominantly, a bunch of people fighting and you're engaged because, well, how does the fight end? Then it goes to commercial. I got to watch through the commercial because I got to see how the fight ends, right? But the whole goal is they stopped it right before the fight end, so you watch the commercial and now they're making money because they get paid for viewership, right? So that's the whole thing, that sometimes us as people, I need to unwind, I need a break, I need rest. Well, I'll watch this garbage TV show so that it can, just take my mind off the busyness. And a mentor would always go, don't watch garbage looking for revelation. And he'd always be like, just go do something else. You want to watch a movie, watch a movie. But don't lie to yourself that you deserve to watch these silly TV shows or read these nonsense things. If you're a business owner and a worker and you're trying to progress and push forward, only put in the best in your mind. Watching a bunch of rich women in Beverly Hills fight over who said hi to each other at a party is about the most nonsensical thing we could ever imagine. But yet these TV shows garner a lot of attention because it's just people like to, I'm just picking this random TV show, but the message is to continue putting yourself, one, to get better, two, to be in a position to inspire others, but also at the same standpoint, putting the best possible content you can into your mind. So for you've done such a good job at leading by example that it's so important now to continue to introduce other people, right? So what are some of the things that maybe you're doing right now to introduce people to the business?
So right now I'm constantly posting on my social media. So cool. Really, I think a lot of people talk about warm market and how the percentage of conversion is higher because, they're watching and they're dripped in. But I also just hired a recruiter as well. So they're going to be doing mainly scheduling. I think for me right now, nobody's going to recruit for you as well as you, right? So I just need to be able to take some of the time off my plate of calling those people and trying to get a hold of them. So I hired someone so that they can get them on my books. I can get in front of more people and just introduce it. I am part of High Level right now. I'm also recruiting on ZipRecruiter, and then I am on LinkedIn.
It's good. A lot of good things. I mean, you're well diverse. And an overarching advice I'd make sure that I'd give to you, I'd be doing you a disservice if I didn't, is that for all these different mediums at which you are collecting interest, make sure you are setting a goal to collect all their emails. Okay? That's a huge component. So social media, what you'd want to do is ideally drive them. So driving them to your DM, a direct message, DM, right? A direct message is asking someone whom you probably haven't communicated with in some time, never had a great relationship with, and are asking them to nearly get uncomfortable to say, hey, I'd like to make more money, will you teach me? Now it works tremendously well, but if you can say, hey, for more information, swipe up, or for more information, check the link in my bio, and it takes them to a landing page that has a simple video or has more information, then they can opt in if they're truly interested.
I see what you're saying.
It puts people at a less, how do they get the information that you want them to get, and then they can make the decision.
Okay.
Without you having to force it, right? So a lot of times with our ZipRecruiter or Indeed, High Level, all these different advertising things, we're trying to send someone to a filter, right? I don't want to have an old conversation with a guy I played football with in high school who I had a good time with, I'm sure, when I was in high school, but now he still is with his parents back in our small hometown, and he wants to teach me how to make the money you do, Grady. Listen, dude, why don't you go take some steps towards getting better, and then we can have a real conversation. So that's the big thing that I always try to do is I want to talk to the most interested people, right? Who's stepped through a few hoops, who's watched a video or two and said, hey, I'm really interested, and then come back to me. So like you said, you hired a recruiter. So what I would say for you, for a recruiter standpoint, would be recruit support, right? I talk to a lot of agency managers, and they want to, spend the money on the ads, and they want to spend the money on the office, and they want to talk to nobody, and then they wonder why their business isn't growing. And Grady Polcyn still doesn't. I don't have a recruiter, right? And I just don't have someone whom is the front line for my business. I have recruit support, right? If that's someone that it's someone that Grady's going to decide if I'm going to work hand in hand with them, sacrifice time from my wife and children to spend time with and help them get better. Someone I'm going to answer the phone call in the middle of dinner to make sure they can close a policy. Someone that I'm going to potentially, spend a lot of time communicating with. I want to be the first barrier to entry to my business. I just do. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe, I don't, our track record's all right. We're doing okay as a team. But I think that in that mentality, it's the one who wants to outsource the work is the one whom will be they're not going to grow as fast, right? I don't think, how much conviction do you have when you talk to a recruit and tell them how this has changed your life?
It really has changed my life, so it's hard for it not to just spew through the phone. Yeah. Honestly.
Yeah, exactly. So when you have and so nothing against recruiters. It's they're doing their job, right? The recruiter's doing their job hired by someone that said, "Here, I want you to go call a bunch of strangers. You don't really know a lot about this business. You've watched some videos also, and I want you to try to convert them into and then walking away from their career and getting a license and coming and spending money and buying leads." It's a difficult thing to put on a recruiter, right?
I honestly learned the hard way. So I did hire an actual recruiter about 3 months ago. Yeah. Like someone that I said, okay, here's all these leads. Go out, call them, interview them, get them the exam, schedule them, and then let me know when they're done.
Yeah.
3 months went by.
How'd it go?
Like 5 people. I'm like, I'm constantly spending money, and it's all going out, but nothing is coming in. And so I did a couple weeks where I was just doing it myself, and my head was spinning just because I was still trying to run at the same speed, work with my agents I currently have, and then that's how I evolved to just a recruiting assistant. So
there you go.
Yeah.
Well, the message is for those that want to grow. It's sleep less, right? It is hard work. It is sacrifice happy hours and dinners and Saturday softball games and the things that our friends do with their friends, right? Who have, this is a short-term pain. And for you to have built a business to $250,000 a month and issue paid $50,000 on your own pen, you're starting to live a different life.
Absolutely.
And it's difficult sometimes to have conversations with the friends you had 6, 7, 8, 9, 12 months ago. Not that you don't love them, not that they're not good people, not that you don't want to spend time with them and see them do well. It's just that you're now being pulled in this new direction. You've got to decide, do I want to stay here where it's comfortable and warm and we have all of our same, we've got our inside jokes, or do I want to go start and forge and form something new? And now it doesn't mean you've got to sacrifice all of your friendship relationships. That's not what the message here is. It's that you are going to continue to do different actions each and every day now that they're not willing to do. Yeah. Or maybe they don't know that this is something that they could do. And that's really what your life now is, jobs and your responsibility is. I coach mentors a lot because I listen to a lot of stuff and I try to get better. But an old mentor says, why don't you become the inspiration for your friend network? Why don't you be the one that breaks free and pulls them all forward? Why don't you be the one that shows them the way? Why does it have to be one of them? Or why do you hope you meet a new friend who's a rich, mentorish type friend who's going to teach you the secrets? Why don't you go figure it out? Why not? Right? You're figuring it out right now. Yeah. So I want to circle back to the recruiter, and the message for them is to be just a good executor, right? So your frontline conversations with your new now recruits, which you're having. I'm not telling you anything you don't know what you're doing, but for those that are watching, is to create interest, right? What do you like about what you're currently doing? What do you not like about what you're currently doing? Perfect. Okay, the next step is I'm gonna have Samantha give you a call tomorrow to help you get in 15 minutes, whatever. I mean, it depends what time of the day is, to get your voucher sent out, get you in class. And then we're going to progress. I want to plug you into our team Facebook group, and then I'm going to get you on our team email list, and then let's connect back in 24 to 48 hours. Let me know that test's been booked, or that you've got contracting started. And so and then what happens? Samantha calls, and Samantha goes, "Hey, oh my gosh, you're working with Erika? Oh, she said you were wonderful, right? Oh, you used to work here, here, and here. Excellent, not a problem. We've had a lot of people who've had a success working there, there, and there." And from here on, now the next step is we get you in class, and yeah, Erika's going to run a lot of appointments. I think she issued almost $50,000 last month. She's one of our top producers in the whole company, but she's excited to work with you, right? Talk double edification. You from the front end, them from the back end, took 30 seconds. Now, how excited is this person to try to go get their voucher, get through class, get their test booked, and then now they get plugged in, they see your name, they see your awesome logo, they're just a part of a team now.
Yeah, I love it.
That's recruit support versus saying, like, because you created the interest. This is what I've done, this is what I'm doing, and it's easy to do when you lead by example. It's difficult to build a big team when you sell $7,000 a month. You don't know, you're almost guilty. Like, you don't know what to say. You're gonna, like, hey, you could write $20,000 a month. I've never done it, but some people here have. But if I, I'll give you you can work with me, That's why I'm so hard on people that won't go out in the field, because and everyone's got reasons, but I try to build this business with rules, not exceptions, right? The successful rule here is if you go sell at a high level and lead by example in the front, there's not someone that wouldn't want to follow you, because the income that people make here at this company it's surreal at many times. So what else are you working on right now? What other things you're working on from running your business right now? Some advice that you could give to some other young agents getting started with us.
I think for me, it's more just trying to find the other builders on my team.
Okay.
It took me a while, so I came in and built a team pretty fast, but I was really the only one doing it. Nobody else was hiring, and so I felt like the weight was kind of all on my shoulders. And I think that's natural, right? It takes time to find the right people, because, we don't force recruiting on anyone. It's more, we're here to make money for ourselves and protect families. And if you want to recruit, great. So nobody was really ready. So I think that's where I'm at now, is I have 3 people on my team that are now all interested in recruiting. And it was, what do I do to get them pushing forward? And so I actually used something that you did with me. And I knew they wanted to build, but they were afraid to invest the money, almost like the lead thought, right? If I spend this money on leads, am I really going to get a return? Same concept. So I am on high level, and so I got a few handfuls of each of those, and I dispersed them out to those 3 people and said, here, go work these like you spent the money. And they each got people into testing, and now they're all doing their own high level as well. So I think it just pushed them to see, wow, this is really fun. It's easier than I thought it would be. I think it was more just fear in their head. So I'm excited to see what that kind of turns into.
That's great. I mean, that's a big part of it. Just like you said, we don't push people to recruit. You can come in here and sell insurance, make $500,000 a year, and never talk to a single person. And you can also go out there and hire a bunch of people, lead by example from the front, just like Erika does. Then go hire a bunch of people, make $500,000 a year with an agency, and continue to grow it up to whatever level you want it to get to. But it starts with you. It starts with you. I mean, am I trying to shake the trees a little bit? Yeah, I am. I'm trying to say you need to be a worker. Do you need to sell $50,000 a month? No, but 20's got to be your minimum, right? You got to get to a level where you've got money coming in, where you can live better, which can relieve that financial stress, right? An old mentor once said to me, he's like, if it's only about your reasons, you're doing it it's not for the client, or it's not for the agent, right? If I'm just trying to recruit someone because I want to make a 5% override, then it's my reasons. How can I change your life, Bob? What do you not like what you're currently doing that you hate it so much that you're going to come here and you're going to call 250 dials on a Monday and 250 dials on a Thursday and push through when it gets hard, and trust the fact that this is a real deal, because you got to find that thing, because otherwise you're not going to make it, right? That's what's cool about this business. So
I think the question that I had is, I think it's important to also, love on the people that you have. So I would love to hear if there were any tips or tricks that you did to get your people going from being a 5 or 10K producer to 15 to 20.
That's a great question. I'd talk to them about what they're buying on leads, and I'd challenge them appropriately. You'll find the people that issue 5 to 10 are just spending less. That's really all it is. Or Sean used to say, if you can issue 20, you can issue 40, right? If you're issuing, which means it's just more leads, right? If you issue 5, I'd have to find out was that over a month? Was that in 1 week, right? But a large part of it will be they just didn't invest enough in leads. And that to dig down that for 2 seconds as we wrap up here. The investment in leads has to come across from a mindset of understanding this is investing capital into a highly profitable business, right? So I'm sure you've got friends in businesses and friends that run, but like a typical restaurant will just say a typical restaurant will have the revenue of $1 million, right? Gross profits of $1 million. after expenses, they're probably keeping anywhere from 150 to 200, right? So an 80% or 20% profit. Over here, you should be keeping 70+% of what you issue pay. And that's just such a significant swing. But the challenge is that, you know, the people who, the guy who owns the restaurant is the same risk that you or I have, right? They spend money on bread and steak and linens, and we spend money on gas, leads, and office space, right? Yeah. And staff. And so, but it's understanding for you guys that if you want to be successful here at FFL and follow Erika's lead and follow the leads of so many other successful people that have come in these doors and now are running the show, it has to have an understanding that the expenses is a worthwhile, healthy business expense. It's fully tax deductible, but at the same time is the capital that is the seed capital to all the income you want to earn. And that's, I think, some people overthink. Oh, you got to buy leads. Oh, you got to spend money to make money? You can't spend money to make money, Erika. That don't make no sense.
Even my 11-year-old knows that. That's the rule.
That's the rule.
That's the rule.
Sharp 11-year-old. What's his name?
Jason.
Sorry. Good work, Jason. So that's part of the business is understanding that there is a small, I don't want to say small like it's $17, but it's a smaller portion that you'll spend to make the return that you'll make here. And that's something that I would say the 5 to 10K producers that we're trying to help and save before they just don't make it. If you'll get over that understanding that this is an expense to you and understand it's the most successful, profitable investment in your business, you'll issue pay 25, 30 plus thousand a month. Like, just for real transparency, what did you ballpark spend last month to issue pay 50?
I spend about 2,000, sometimes 2,500 a week.
Okay, so we'll round up. So $10,000 you spent last month. $10,000. Issue paying 50 at a 100% contract means you kept $40,000.
I did.
Yes. So
plus I'm building a team. So.
Plus she's building a team, so there's overrides in that whole situation as well. So, well, Erika, thank you so much for coming on. Any final comments or advice you have to the newest agent that's watching this that's looking to get started with FFL?
I would say if you are watching this and looking to join, this is real. It's hard to believe because the numbers seem too good to be true. But I would say that if you believe in yourself, that it's possible. Anyone can do this. As long as you believe in yourself and you want to put in the hard work, anything can happen.
I agree. What's your phone number so anyone that wants to work with you can reach out?
It's 602-770-7303.
Okay, one more time for the people that write slow.
602-770-7303.
Perfect. Erika Haines, issue paid $50,000 last month, leading a team. So what's the math on that? A $3 million a year insurance agency. How's that?
I've actually never said that out
right?
loud. Yeah,
$3 million a year insurance agency, Erika Haines. So, well, thank you for joining us. Thank you for your time. I'm excited about your new recruiter. I'm excited about your new recruiter assistant.
Yes.
What do we call him?
Well, I'm calling her a social media recruiter because really I'm going to have her do dual roles, but...
That's good.
Yeah.
No silos. Best staff are the ones that can wear multiple hats, right? You got one person that all they need to do is how to put round pegs in round holes, and that the round hole gets filled with I don't know where I'm going there, but right? Then what do you need? Everyone needs to be able to do everything, and that's good leadership. That's good business ownership, but that's also finding great support staff that can help you on your business as well. So,
thank you.
Love that. Social media recruiter. I like that. We're going to start. Oh, how many? You have a social media recruiter? You got a regular recruiter? They're not a social media recruiter? Oh, we'll talk to Erika. She's got the social media recruiter. So thank you guys very much. Thank you, Erika, for joining me today.
Thanks, Grady.
You got it. Have a wonderful day.
You too.